Hi, thanks for stopping by. This time I am gonna be showing you what I did to declutter my miniature collection. This week I focused on my heretics, my cultists. These are snake cultists that worship a snake god, as you can see, this huge snake. The color scheme was honestly pretty easy to figure out. Green for a snake was a no-brainer for me. The blue on the shadows was a little bit of an experiment, but I'm overall really happy with it. Here you can see I was selecting my miniatures. I had a lot to choose from, and I ended up going with one of the centerpieces that I was complaining about last video. So now, yeah, I started with the shadows. The shadows were, again, an experiment. I wasn't super sure of it, but when I sketched them out, I was super convinced. I was super happy with them. I really liked the stylized look of it, and yeah, when those colors were picked, the base color was also really easy to pick out. What I've been doing lately is I've been just using very stylized bases instead of going for the actual color of the stone. I have just been choosing a color that contrasts, and I think it's a very good decision. I'm really happy, and I catch myself staring at the finished miniatures like this. It gives the whole unit a lot of cohesion. So yeah, this was super simple to do. You can see me doing just some very simple 3-color highlights with, progressively lighter colors. For the actual cultists, I wanted them to also get something that unified them together, because you can see I have a lot of different ranges and styles of miniatures. So what I thought was I specifically went for miniatures with no shirts and a lot of exposed skin, so I could do a little bit of a freehand and give them tattoos. The tattoos, I think, were also a great idea. I ended up giving them sort of this wrapping around their arms, kind of symbolizing a serpent, to kind of play on that snake motif. Here you can even see me attempting to do the head, and this is the first layer. It's not super fine detailed and a little sloppier, because I'm gonna come back and re-highlight it with a brighter red. But yeah, this is one of the Jotuns I had already painted, and I just adapted him. Another thing that I looked out for in my cultists was the animal skulls. You might recognize this giant from Age of Sigmar, and I only have this one. I don't collect the army, so I utilized all of the pieces I have to make him fit sort of this cultist theme. So again, he's getting the wrap tattoo, and he has this skull, as most of the other cultists. I ended up giving some, if not all, a skeletal motif, which I think really worked. The snake was honestly so easy to paint once I had the style, the color scheme figured out. I really enjoy how it interacts with this sort of dark red, purple, burgundy would be the best to describe it. And it's just, again, super simple highlighting. I'm using most of the time just 3 colors, 3 layers. But yeah, figuring this out on the sketch was such a treat, because I was not stressing about colors. I knew that regardless of what I'm painting, everything uses the same colors, same color gradient, and it ended up looking so cohesive, and I'm super happy with it. Another thing I did was added runes to this one. In the sketch I did more, but honestly the surface wasn't that great for runes, so I just left a few, and I refined that way more. Here you can see me doing that highlighting. The camera had a little bit of trouble this time around focusing on the smaller details. That's why I'm mostly filming the larger miniatures. But yeah, this freehanding was kind of a time sink, but it was worth it in my opinion. Most of the other figures I had already painted. I just had to adapt the bases, and I'm super happy with them. Once everything started like having their cohesive theme, it just kind of clicked into place. All of the cultists have the snakes, the snake tattoos, the green for the snakes. You even see it here on the giant's armor, but all of the cultists have this green robes. My priests, that I will show them closer, have also got this snake theme that I really enjoyed. These are the smallest ones. These ones are from Bestiarium, and I really enjoyed their kind of torches and dancing around. They really do look like they are trying to summon this snake, and I'm super excited to throw them to my players. This miniature, I only added a skull. I think this is a horse skull. And again, this just... the little things that I ended up changing and tweaking to make all of this look cohesive was so effective, and I'm so glad I did it. I ended up, if I'm not mistaken, I couldn't film anymore which miniatures I got rid of, because they've already been sent off to a friend's little sibling. They are gonna be way happier with those figures than me. I ended up giving away from last video around 5 or 6 Celestials, but the Cultists I've freed up approximately 15 figures. So it's looking really good in clearing up space. Another thing I think I didn't film was the eye of the snake. I'm so happy with this just very simple blue glowing eye. The base, even though it's clearly water, because everything is purple, I think it fits so well, and it just gives everything this unified theme that I keep bringing back. The Giant was also such a fun conversion. The campaign, by the way, if you haven't picked up on it, is gonna be a little bit inspired by Nordic mythology. That's why I have Jotuns. I gave this figure a kit-bashed Viking shield, so he would look more like a Viking warrior. That is just, he happens to be huge. Yeah, the paintings, honestly, I'm so glad I did them too. They add so much to this. And even though this guy is blue, it's still within the scheme. And the red tattoos unify him to anything. This priest was also one of my favorites. I'm so sad that the camera was having so much trouble picking it up, because I think like the paleness with the tattoos really gives it a nice contrast. Almost, again, this is kind of like a Christmas theme, you know. Green trees and the red and the white definitely looks Christmassy, but like that's a scheme for a reason. Those colors really go well together, and you know, this one has a little bit more bones than Christmas, so you might not get so confused with them. Yeah, this Cultists again. Bestiarium miniatures, absolutely horrible miniatures in the best way possible for making yucky enemies. Bestiarium is the way to go. This is a mix between, I'd say it's basically 50-50 between Loot Studios miniatures and Bestiarium miniatures. I'm super happy with both. I had to cancel my subscriptions with both because I just have too many of them. After 3 years, you have so much that there's literally nothing else to print. So yeah, such a shame, but again, I don't have space for them, and I'm so much more happier with this. This is 10 miniatures. That's all I'm ever gonna need for encounters. I'm never running. That sounds like a slug, honestly. If you play TTRPGs, D&D, you know that running more than 10 minions is already so annoying. So here is the beauty shot. Here you can see all of them together. I put a bit of trees and those salt lamps just so you can get a more of an idea of how they would look on the field, and I'm so happy with them. I'm so happy with my Cultists, and this brings me down to 2 of the factions I wanted to remaster. Next videos I'm gonna be tackling the last ones, which is so crazy to me that in 2 weeks I'm almost done and my shelves look so empty, which I'm excited about. I'm excited to rearrange those shelves and just fill them up, and I'll definitely show you. But if you made it this far, thank you so much. I hope you got some inspiration or you enjoyed the painting process, and yeah, I hope to catch you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.